Hey guys, how are we doing? Crypto Insight UK here, bringing you back another video. So today we're going to talk about XRP price action. We're also going to talk about Bitcoin price action because, as I've always said, Bitcoin dictates the market. When we see an expansion in Bitcoin, if we can see Bitcoin break all-time high, that's the time when XRP can really expand. Up until that point, we're basically capped at whatever the market cap of crypto is, but if the market cap of crypto is expanding, then XRP can expand at the same time. So in this video, I'm going to get into XRP TA. I'm going to start with some Bitcoin TA. I'm just going to talk about quickly the lawsuit, obviously finishing yesterday. There's still opportunity for people to appeal until October the 7th. A lot of talk about this online. Are the SEC are going to appeal this and that? There's a lot of political pressure on the SEC to not appeal. Kamala Harris says that she wants a reset with crypto, so it wouldn't look great on her be talking out of both sides of her mouth if she did then appeal, or she did let the SEC appeal. Says that's one thing. Two is the SEC right now can take 125 mil for sure from Ripple, and both of them be on their way. They will be sacrificing that potential if they did try and appeal. Two big things there, and obviously Donald Trump, he also is very pro crypto and already says he's going to fire Gary Gensler, so it's going to give him a lot of ammunition if the SEC did continue to go after Ripple when Ripple are making jobs within the US and are a huge US based company. So there's all that about Ripple to start with and XRP. Also, I'm seeing a lot of talk online about that Ripple cannot sell to institutions. This is not factually correct. There are ways to sell to institutions. They just have to register injunctions, is what I think. I don't know the exact ruling on this, but I do know that it is untrue that they cannot sell to institutions. So there's that. And you can look at the ways lawyers break it down and talk about it, but I just wanted to mention that because I know a lot of people are seeing false narratives and jumping on negativity, which is fine. We've all been in this case for a long time and you kind of feel like it's a bit surreal, whatever. And then I also want to say, on top of that, there's going to be a lot of people who are in disbelief and that will continue to be in disbelief until price starts to break out, and they will be left on the wrong side of the trade, and they will be the people buying XRP when we get past these resistance levels. So, for example, I don't mean to call this guy out specifically, but Hodl Monkey said 70 cent, like about the price action. Obviously, it's at 61 cent right now. People are like making jokes about the fact that XRP has not gone too high, and we're going to break that down right like in a minute. But and I don't mean again I don't mean to pick on him specifically, but these are the people who will buy our bags offers when the narrative swings around and when XRP starts to break out, which I believe it will, as you guys know. So first, let's just talk about Bitcoin. I talked about when we lose these lows and there's potential for us to come back into this grey zone, if not set a new low. And this is why, because there's a lot of liquidity down there. I did think we'd come back into this zone. I'm still not sure whether this pullback is enough. That's why I've left and extended this line. Maybe when we retest that, we'll see if we're going to continue to higher levels or whether we go higher and then pull back into this area and then move off for all-time highs is where I think we're going to go next, genuinely. So there's that, and let me just get rid of these circles. This is the sort of thing that I thought would happen on Bitcoin in terms looking at Velo. It's the same sort of price action that I was talking about. Funding's back positive now. We're struggling to break out, but let's see. Like, it's still early periods after that sell-off with the yen. I was also talking about potential traditional financial players, maybe that blew up when the yen strengthened so much against the dollar. We've not seen the VIX that high since the C19 crash and since 2008. So it was saying there's big volatility, and with big volatility, I would presume some people were caught offside, but we haven't seen any bodies float to the surface is what people call it at the minute. We haven't seen any of that yet. Okay, so that's out the way. So we could still get this though. This is why I left this line here. I've left these prices in there. I've put some tweets out the last few days. We could still get this pullback. We could. And that would affect my thoughts on XRP, so I'm talking about that now, and that's why I'm talking about that. The other thing I want to quickly talk about is Ethereum, because I had a lot of FUD yesterday, and I was one of the people footing it too, because I was seeing about sell-offs for jump trading, etc. Funding is massively negative on ETH. Open interest has died out quite a lot on ETH. There's not really any spot buying either, so it almost looks a bit like dead. But these can often signal bottoms. I actually had some ETH and I actually sold it in here yesterday. Whether that's a good decision or not, I don't know. I just thought it's best to sit in cash in case we do have the pullback, and yeah, that's basically it. So, but I'm not overly bearish on ETH anymore because of this negative funding rate. The structure doesn't look great. It looks weak, but all you need is a little catalyst and some spot buying to change that, or a narrative and send us a bit lower for ETH. So ETH just sit on the sidelines if you're trading ETH. So now we're going to get into XRP, which I know is why everybody's here, essentially. What fantastic news to start off yesterday. What fantastic news. I'm going to say a few things here that are speculation and they're my thoughts. They're not obviously back with anything yet. Yesterday was a bit of a freak. I did say to you guys, I thought it was coming. We were going to see some sort of narrative. I said that because of XRP Bitcoin, XRP ETH. They were painting this picture to me. Something has changed. I think the bottom was in. I kept saying that to you guys. I thought a narrative might come and take us out of the zone that we were in. And I did actually say a few times, I presume that will be to do with the lawsuit, because that was the most obvious narrative for me. So we talked about this 5-wave structure with the ABC correction into this zone. Yes, we did come a little bit below that, so I didn't nail it exactly, but come on guys, I wasn't too far away. So once we were in this zone, we'll probably chop around for a little bit as people start to buy up supply. And we didn't get much of a chop, but we did get a big accumulation here. Look, if we look on Velo, you can see spot accumulation was pretty high. Not like massively, but it was pretty high yesterday and the day before. So they're positives. They're positives there for XRP. So now let's talk about TA and price action, potential price action. We've got to see what happens with Bitcoin first. So please bear that in mind when you listen to what I'm about to say, because I am going to get a bit excited now, I guess is the word. Like, I am going to get excited and I'm going to get bullish, and I'm going to give you my bullish thesis, because that is what I think is coming. I could be wrong, and we're really early into it. We're one day after the lawsuit. We could see an appeal. We could see Bitcoin pull back. As I said, if anything happens in TradFi world, we could see a war. All this sort of stuff could really influence price, at least in the short term, but it doesn't really change my long-term time frame. But anyway, I'm going to get into it now without further ado. So I've said we've had this first completed wave 1 of a 5-wave structure to the upside. This is a wave 1, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves in a wave 1 with an ABC correction for wave 2. So that's wave 1 and wave 2, and that would look something along the lines of this. I know there's lines all over the place, but I'm going to show you why in a minute. So this is the wave 1. This is not drawn accurately, but like this would be wave, well actually that's the wave 1 with a complex ABC correction completing a wave 2, and then the start of a wave 3. So in this wave 3, again, you have a 5-wave move to the upside. I would say that probably started here with the impulsive move, but we can say the wave 1 started here or here. I don't really mind, but just for the sake of this video, I'm going to say that wave 1 started here, because I did say that I think there'd be some accumulation in there, and this was the area that I said between 48 and 52 cents, so we can just say that this is a deviation. Let's just, for ease of this video. So let's have a look. If this was wave 1, how high have we gone? And I'm going to compare it to the previous wave, because as I've said in Elliott wave theory, this is wave 1, remember, as I've just shown you here, wave 1. Wave 3 is often 1.66 times longer than wave 1. That's how Elliott wave theory works. Wave 3 is most commonly the longest wave. Waves 2 and waves 4 are equal length-ish, and wave 1 and wave 5 are also equal lengths-ish. So, with that being said, sorry, I'm trying to explain everything, because I know some people have commented on my video saying that I should break it down a little bit further than what I do, and so that's what I'm trying to do without getting too ahead of myself. There's a lot going on in my head right now. Got a lot going on today, speaking in some lives and stuff later, so yeah. Anyway, if we think that our wave 1 of wave 1 was 17%, and let's just say we are going from here, our wave 1 of wave 3 is already to the top 30%. Now that's just work on the premise that that's double, because it's just easier for maths, or double minus a little bit, or just make it easier. So we've had 30%, so that's double what wave 1 of wave 1 was. So wave 1 of wave 3 is 30%. Cool. So what was wave 3 was a move of 39%. So if we say just less than double, double would be 80%, so let's say 70%. That would give us 70%-ish from the bottom, because let's say that's the bottom of wave 2. So where would 70% take us out to? I have not scrolled high enough. Lovely. 70% would take us up towards that dollar mark. And that's wave 3 of wave 3. And then we would see a correction, which in this case, for example, let's say what a wave 4 correction was. Let's say it's a 10% correction, 10 to 20%. We'll just say 15, get somewhere in the middle from $1 would take us down to 85 cents, just with easy maths, obviously. So 15% correction. Lovely, down to here. And then the wave 5, we'll presume it's the same length as wave 1, which was 30%. And so that's from 85. You can see what I'm doing here. Can you understand what I'm doing? I hope you can. Say a 30% move from 85 cents should take us up towards, like, say 112. So this is what a wave 3 could look like. I'm going to say could because I'm completely speculating here. Wave 1, wave 2, wave 3 up to $1, wave 4 down to 85, and wave 5 up to like 112-ish. So brilliant. That is looking good in terms of wave structure and breaking out of resistance levels if we get something like that. That would be perfect for me. It'd be something that is looking very bullish, and then you would see this ABC correction again. Now, how deep that might go is anybody's guess, but let's just say we go... it will probably be more aggressive. Normally, as you get further into the Elliott wave structure, the moves get larger in terms of like to the upside and more aggressive. So like up and down, more volatile and more quickly. If I'm right with this wave count, like I'm not saying that I definitely am. So let's say A, B, and C. What would be looking nice if we saw something like that down to test the top of resistance. And then you would see the 5th wave of our first 5 waves, which would hopefully look something like this. Again, more aggressive coming from here. It'd be like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe to all-time highs. Say something like that. It's completely estimating here. And that would be the completion of our first 5 waves, which is wave 1 of our larger 5-wave cycle, which would look like this. And this is the sort of thing that I'm looking for, guys. So that would be the completion of wave 1, potentially, which take us out to maybe even all-time highs, maybe like I've drawn in here, there's some resistance levels in terms of fibs, maybe like 170. I don't know exactly where that would take us. That's why we'd have to see what price action does. But you can see what I'm talking about here. That's wave 1. And then remember, wave 3 is the largest. Then you would see the start of wave 3, which again would have its 5 waves in it. So it would be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, something like that. Maybe up towards the $6 region, a big correction ABC, and then the 5th wave. So let's put it on the logarithmic. You can see it a lot more easily on there. So it looks a bit less aggressive. But there, you can see how easily and fast we can get up to these levels when we start creating these Elliott wave structures and the price action moves like that. So that is what I'm potentially looking for here with XRP. So we've got a lot of if, buts, and maybes. But you can see, I hope you can see why I'm saying what I'm saying here. So there's not a lot of leverage in the XRP price action right now on the daily time frame. The RSI is just crossed bullish again. It's all looking quite positive. I'm going to get rid of this wave structure here because it's just a bit messy and all my charts are pretty messy at the minute. So I'm just drawing all over everything just to try and get some thoughts down. But I do presume, because you can... Also in Elliott wave theory, you can get triangles or wedges in waves 2 and waves 4, most commonly in wave 4, but also not uncommon to have it in wave 2. So if I'm right, this is wave 1, wave 2, we've got that triangle structure, and then we break out. And in fact, you've seen that with XRP against Bitcoin. Let me quickly show you this chart. We're going to go look at XRP against Bitcoin, then XRP against ETH, and then XRP dominance to finish off. XRP against Bitcoin. Is that this chart? Yes, it is. Look, we can see, I'm going to put it on the 4-hour. I felt like this was a wave 1. We've come into that wedge for a wave 2. We've broken out the top of the wedge right now and are looking to move on higher. So you can see how this happens for these structures, and we've moved through that wave 2 and that wedge pattern or bull pennant, whatever you want to call it, and looking to form the 3rd wave here for XRP against Bitcoin. I spoke a little bit about this yesterday, but this, and I've spoken about this a lot in the past. This is where we need to start getting, get rid of that, start getting excited for XRP. When we start breaking these resistance levels, what did I say to you guys? We're going to get big fat green candles. And what is starting to form? Well, we're getting a big fat green candle, whether people like it or not. We struggled with the resistance. We broke out, boom. You can see it's like a coiled spring or a piston under pressure. It's banging its head, it's banging its head, it's banging its head, boom, it breaks through and really gets sucks up price action pretty quickly. So obviously, again, nothing's yet confirmed. This could just be a breakout, maybe just a back test of previous resistance and then a cool off. Who knows, like for right now, but history tells us when we break these key resistance levels, we start to absolutely send it, and it happens quickly, short and sweet. So that's what you're looking for with XRP here. I would be paying close attention to the charts. I'd be paying close attention to the news. I presume we'll see some narratives one way or another in the next few days that are going to give us more of an insight as to what is going to happen next. Sorry, that's ETH against Bitcoin. This is XRP against ETH, the same thing. When we break the resistance, what did I say? When we break above this box, bullish confirmation. Guess what? The week after, we're absolutely flipping sending it against ETH. I've been telling you over and over, 30% up so far this week against ETH. I've been telling you over and over that I thought this was going to happen. I know I sound like a broken record, but this is what I thought was going to happen, and I still believe so. When we get into these overbought areas, that is normally when we see the explosive price action, and we're nearly there. We're starting to head towards it in XRP against ETH and XRP against Bitcoin. So there's all of this so far, and lastly, we'll just look at XRP dominance, and then I'm going to just quickly go over to Velo and trading difference, see what the leverage is saying. We've just broken above a key resistance level here for XRP. If we get a weekly close here, I presume we're coming up to at least 2.9% of the crypto market for XRP's market cap. We've got not a lot of resistance above us. Well, I mean, there's a lot, but we've got a lot of space between each clear resistance level. You could say there's another one here at 1.99, but we're struggling to break this resistance level. Oh, some news comes through, bang, send it through the resistance. So again, when we break into those overbought areas for the RSI is when we really start to see those big green candles there and here. And again here, as I said though, it's short and sweet for XRP. And these obviously are where we really started to see the overbought on the weekly, and we really got those big pushes. This is the 2014 cycle, and this is the 2017 cycle here. So this is what I'm looking for. People saying XRP is dead, blah blah blah. It's all just chatter online, and price action has followed that. We can blame it on the SEC suit. I don't know if that's definitely the case or not, or whether we just had like an overextended run, so it needed longer to accumulate. And it's had 7 years of accumulation now. So people who don't think that there's a big potential this thing's going to break out and break out aggressively, I don't think have much experience with TA / just hate the asset in general, but they will be the people buying from us when we start to break resistance levels. The more FUD, laughter, whatever you see now, the more people you know are still on the sidelines, either one, jealous of not being able to participate or not knowing when to participate in the price action and knowing they should have brought lower, or two, have been told that not to buy the asset, and then as soon as it starts to grab headlines and break resistance levels, in my honest opinion, knowing human psychology as I have learned over the last few years, and seeing how much FUD there is against XRP, these people will funnel into the asset over the next few months, depending on how long or if we break out of these levels. Looking in to a shorter term time frame, I'm going to take us down to 15 because it gives us more accurate information here. For trading different, telling us where some liquidity pools are. We have liquidity above us, so I think we could definitely very easily squeeze up to the 67 level. We also have liquidity below us down at the 55 cents. So don't be too scared if we do pull back, take that liquidity and bounce higher. That would be our wave 2, but it does look like we could pull back here and test this level. But just as easily, with some confirmation and some bullish price action, we could continue higher. As we can see, open interest has been rising for XRP. But as you can see on Velo, it's not too much to be concerned about as far as I am aware, because funding is basically negative, meaning that there's probably as many longs as shorts in the market, or slightly more longs as funding is mainly negative. Even on these pushes up, it looks like there's more shorts than longs in the market as basically shorts are paying longs at the minute. So, well, they've just literally turned green again. So longs are paying shorts with quite a lot, not a lot, but some open interest joining back in the market, but also a lot of spot buying. So, long story short, XRP looks good. Doesn't matter what people say. What matters is what happens in the next few days, hours, and weeks. If we get any news, I would love to see the SEC come out and say and gloat about this. That would probably mean they weren't going to appeal. Would probably give us the confirmation to really start stepping it up with XRP. Maybe Ripple pay the fine, and we start to see some announcements out of Ripple. These are the sort of things that you're looking for now. Now Ripple have got almost, once we get past these next 60 days, or wait until an SEC statement comes out to say either they're going to appeal, which I hope they don't, because it just obviously drags it out a little bit, but they then risk losing 125 mil, or just say, look how good I am, Gary Gensler, I've got 125 mil from the naughty Ripple, and then give Ripple the green light to start announcing whatever they may or may not have ready to announce. That's how we can start to see this explosive price action. At the same time, I want to see Bitcoin push up now and start to hit expansion. If we start to hit all-time high here for Bitcoin, this is where historically XRP has really sent it. I can show you that in another video. I don't want this to go on for too long. But if you want to see like historic price action of XRP versus Bitcoin, quite easy to find. If you check CoinTrader Pro, it's quite a good place to get historic price action. Also, CoinMarketCap used to, I don't know if it still does show old market caps, but don't forget, guys, XRP has engulfed Ethereum's market cap twice in history. And if it did that sort of thing now, let's just have a look at CoinMarketCap. If it did that sort of thing now, Ethereum's market cap is 300 billion, let's just say, and XRP's is 30 billion. So that's a 10x from here just to engulf Ethereum's market cap. And that's with Ethereum down 23% on the week. If we started to expand for the cryptocurrency space, then you would obviously see Ethereum at a higher market cap and XRP trying to catch that. So let's see what happens. We want Bitcoin to break out. XRP is looking bullish. I'm excited. The narrative's starting to swing towards bullish price action for XRP2. All of a sudden, it's going to be everywhere, in my opinion, and everyone's going to be excited about it. Fear and Greed is still at 42. Look, people still don't know what to do, and by the time people are like, oh, okay, XRP is actually breaking out, it could be too late, and they will be jumping in at higher prices, and that's what gives us the catalyst and the ability to move to these high price targets that I'm talking about towards the $10, $12, $15 mark. That's where I'm sort of seeing the top. Could potentially go higher, as some people are talking about, but that's where I'm going to be taking a lot off the table up around there. So if we get that, it'll be great. We'll be hosting some sort of party or something, but between now and then, like, let's see what happens. It's an if, and just enjoy yesterday's ruling. It's nice, like, knowing that we were right with XRP. Yeah, okay, Ripple did some naughty things, but every company does. Like, every company gets things wrong in the US. It's kind of like the way that they do it. It's like, oh, you can have a company in the US, we're probably going to find you if you become successful. Look at Tesla, Amazon, whatever you want to look at. They've all been sued by the SEC. And Ripple, no different. So let's see what happens next. I'm very excited. I hope you can tell that from this video. I'm trying to keep my expectations in check and not try to make anyone too moony, because I know that when I get excited like this, sometimes I don't see the whole picture, but I'm just trying to show you exactly what I see. I'm bullish. I hope you guys are too. Let me know if you've got any questions. Share with a friend if you enjoyed, and let's enjoy this ride now together. Peace up, A-Town down, as Crypto Insight UK would say.